he'll put them forward. Swans going forward from the boot, but Mossop in the way, and I have a feeling that Mossop might be starting to run into a little bit of form, Pete.
Yes, I agree. He had a very, very slow start to the season, but he's picked up in recent weeks. That's Darren Steele to Phil Cracker, a beautiful pass. He'll be a danger player today, Cracker. There's that familiar kick of his out wide and forward to half-forward flank and over the line. It's on half-forward flank. The Swans bring it out of defence down towards centre wing. Oh, there was a strong tackle. Here's Phil Cracker again. Took his eye off it. And the umpire pays the advantage here as it comes out to young Dean McRae. He fires at goal. He kicks wide, though, to the forward pocket and out of bounds.
You're very impressed with McRae, Pete.
Oh, excellent game in his first game in the night game last week, Bob. Looks very promising.
Well, we apologise to viewers around Australia with the fines going on for clubs starting the game late. Today we started 2 minutes early, and unfortunately you can't allow for those things, but right now we're a few minutes into the game, and it's Neagle putting the ball forward for the Swans. Neagle playing on the wing with Murphy dropping out of the side, having an arthroscope during the week, and Steele, Mitchell taps the ball wide, Capper picks the ball up, puts it forward towards Graham Cordy. Desperate play from both sides as it comes back to Cordy again. Ross Smith picks it up for North Melbourne, over the boundary line on the full, and the kick will be taken out there by Craig Holden.
Holden playing against his former club, a high one, a one-out duel. Ironmonger over the back of the pack is Harris, and he'll run it through for a behind. We saw in the Bears versus Carlton yesterday, Brad Hardy getting the hoots of the crowd for taking it through. A la the soccer players when they pass it back to the goalkeeper. But there's the first score of the match. It was a behind. That'll be a free kick. No doubt about that to Ross Smith against Craig Holden. He was just shoved straight in the face as he attempted to take that mark. Smith, a real honest performer, Ross Smith for North Melbourne. He brings it towards the wing. Crocker flies from behind, couldn't take it. There's Gerard Healy, who played so well for the Victorian side when he came on Wednesday night. Now that's holding the ball against Mitchell. It's given to Larkin. Larkin a poor hand pass to Steele, but Steele's good enough to butter up and get hold of it. He kicks to half forward with little a series there. He's got it too. He's tackled hard, and the umpire said too high. It looked a pretty good tackle to me, but the umpire has played it against David Bolton, and Marcus Seary is only 40 metres out from goal.
I thought it was a fair decision there, Peter. He definitely rode the Seary into the ground.
Well, here's Marcus Seary from right in front. He hooks it back, and it's a goal. No doubt about that. First goal of the game to North Melbourne, kicked by Marcus Seary.
You see the score, 1 point to Sydney, and North Melbourne 1 goal straight. But definitely a free kick, as we see here on replay. Both struggling hard for the ball, and as you saw there, Bolton definitely grabbed him high around the shoulder, and the umpire saw it the same way.
It's a very crude tackle on that occasion. Swans 1 point, North Melbourne 1 goal. Ironmonger, Mossop. Ironmonger wins the tap. The big punch out of the centre. The bounce favours Crocker. Puts a wide hand pass out, long and wide. It's taken by Steele. Phil Cracker on his own out there. Takes the mark. Jimmy Cracker, I should say. Jimmy hand passed on. It comes back towards Jim Cracker again. Under pressure from right. Cracker into the goal square. It's tapped down that time. And the loose ball picked up by Henwood. Henwood finds he has plenty of time. David Bolton coming across and telling Henwood that he had all the time in the world, but it goes straight to the opposition, and a nice mark against Potter by Ross Smith.
Smith, as I said before, a very honest performer, German. From behind, had 3 players to beat, and Browning just waited at the back. Beautifully done by Mark Browning, and a beautiful long kick to centre wing where Terry Fripp has taken the mark, and he'll be out to impress today. Has spent most of the year in the reserves. A good mark was taken by Graham Cordy at half forward. Over to Greg Williams. A hand pass. He probably should have kicked that one. Back it comes to Passmore, but the umpire has found a free kick. This is umpire Mitchell for interference. Too high, he said to Barry Mitchell. He'll kick. Actually, it's a 45-metre mark, but he'll actually kick from 50. Now, Kappa and Ironmonger have ducked back into the pack. 59 BFL games now. The umpire has given a free kick to Kappa in the goal square against Darren Harris for holding on behind the plate. And I would have to say one thing, I've seen a couple of these this year that would have to be a serious incident to pay a man a giveaway free kick in the goal square.
If he hangs on to him and it's the ball is 50 metres away.
I'm saying it'll have to be serious, but it's been paid. Holding back, if it's a ticky touchwood sort of thing, you don't pay him, Bob.
You didn't mind copping him when you were full forward.
I didn't get too many.
Centre bounce. Ironmonger wins the tap. Not a clear one. Bolton puts the ball through. It's picked up by Law. A wild hand pass comes out. Holden came through. The loose ball comes to Graham Cordy. Out with it to Healy. Chance of a goal coming up as Gerard Healy goes forward. But on one of the rare occasions when you see him running into an open goal, Gerard Healy is offline and 1 point goes on the board. 1 goal, 2-8 to North Melbourne, 1 straight goal. Mossop in front, punched away by Ironmonger. The hand pass from Heel to across to Bolton. After it came from Browning. Harris is there for North Melbourne. Smith coming in. The pack forms. Only 4 players in the pack, but it's still a pack, and a free kick has been found. It goes to Harris. Peter McKenna upset because a full forward has been penalised. Steele puts the ball wide.
It's a girls' game.
Morwood balks beautifully, straightens up with the right foot, goes towards goal. Potter in position to mark, but it's punched through by Ross Smith. 1 rush point goes on the board to the Swans.
Well, plenty of free kicks being given early in the match by the umpires. 1 goal, 3 it is to a goal. North Melbourne, Darren Harris is a beautiful kick of a football. Out wide to Crocker. Crocker flies, couldn't quite take it. Here comes Donald McDonald, a beautiful hand pass to Dean McRae. He is a very good player, this kid. Played in Queensland last year. He runs to the 60-metre line. Oh, that's not good forward play by North Melbourne. No one back there to receive that. That is poor play. The only one there was Henwood. Henwood towards Healy. Healy brings it out of defence. Already in the play is Gerard Healy. Smith against Potter. That'll be a good contest. Holden threw the ball away. Umpire called good umpiring by Rowan Swords. That is an experienced umpire who doesn't pay the ticky touchwood and lets the game go, and that's what the crowd wants.
Speaking of Peter McKenna, and he's in good form today, as the viewers have probably noticed. Swans with a lot more handballs for the season than North Melbourne. The pack starting to form, and so umpire Chris Mitchell comes in and decides to bounce the ball midway between centre wing and half forward flank for North Melbourne, with North Melbourne on 6 points. The Swans on 9, 8.5 minutes into the first term. Cordy got the tap for the Swans. Terry Thripp coming into the side onto the centre wing in place of David Murphy, and so a throwing to take place as we already see an interchange. Young Potter off the ground, and Potter looks to be in a little bit of bother, going straight into the dressing rooms for treatment. Wright puts the ball forward. Potter's opponent takes it, and that's Ross Smith, gives it across to John Law. Law puts the ball forward, and the mark taken out there by John Mossop. Mossop wide on the half-forward flank. Members side of the ground, in towards centre half-forward. No mark taken. Big pack of players swarming on the ball. The loose ball comes out now, and we see nobody able to get the ball clear. Umpire Chris Mitchell coming in to bounce it, and that bounce will take place. And the Swans ahead in hit-outs average as well, with Ironmonger having a pretty good year.
Well, Fairley actually got that one down. Oh, it's forced towards the pocket. There's Browning at the back. He runs it straight over the line. He had no intention of keeping it in, Mark Browning, but his experience disguised that one pretty well.
Barry is surprised to see Passmore in the centre against Greg Williams.
Well, I am actually, Bob, but he must be a good tagger to be able to take a player of Williams' calibre out of the game.
Well, Passmore's a very good tagger in defence. I don't know whether he could tag a player of the ability of Williams. I can wait and see on that one as the ball is kicked out of defence. Passmore actually takes the mark. No mark, said the umpire, and now it's holding the man, and it will go the way of Dean McRae, who looks very impressive early in this game. He had an option of 2 men to kick it to, and he finds out Ross Smith, who's playing particularly well in this first quarter. He kicks from 60 metres. He hooks that one badly and through for 1 point. So North looking quite impressive at the moment. There's Tommy already on the phone. 1 goal, 3-9 Sydney. North Melbourne on 1-1-7. We're in for a very tight game.
Wayne Henwood to bring the ball back into play for the Swans. Rod Carter having the task of picking up Phil Cracker. Dennis Carroll tried to get the hand pass in. Tackled too high against Peter German. And so a little North Melbourne utility player. I say utility because he can play centre, ruck rover, you name it. And a 15-metre penalty being paid against Greg Williams. And you talked about technicalities, Pete. That to me is far too technical. Peter German puts the ball long up towards the square. He's offline and it's through for 1 point. 1 point kicked by Peter German. So it's 139 to 128.
David Murphy, of course, has not taken his place today in the side. He's injured, as Bob said, and they'll certainly miss his drive from the wingers. We see Demetrio burrowing in there. There's Williams getting the hand pass out straight to Demetrio. Gets a hurried kick to Bolton. Bolton, of course, played on Wednesday night. A wobbly old kick towards centre wing off. Grabbed off the ball was Craig Williams. And the advantage is paid. Eventually Thripp gets it across to Holden. Holden from half forward, a high one that floats. Kappa and Harris. And Harris courageously goes back towards the post and in fact tapped it through and hit the post. So, well, nothing brilliant at the moment. 1 goal 4-10, Sydney. North on 1 goal 2-8, but it's a good, tight, hard contest. A wobbly old kick, but it travels a fair amount of distance. Jimmy Cracker, tremendous skills, but his hand pass went straight to Healy. He's got the time to give it to Ironmonger. Great play to Holden. He was under pressure to Cordy. Good play to Mitchell. Mitchell, bang, it goal, and it's a goal.
They really made something out of nothing there, the Sydney Swans. Handball on 3 or 4 occasions. Eventually got it clear to to Mitchell, who then kicked the goal. Here we see on replay Healy getting the ball out to Ironmonger, who had nowhere to go as well. A long handball and finishing up there with Mitchell, and he snaps truly for a goal. Very hard work there to score 1 goal.
From the bounce. Free kick going the way of the Swans, and Passmore hanging on to Greg Williams. So if he is going to tag Williams, he's got to be careful of scrambling, tackling behind play.
I don't think he's good enough to tag Williams.
Schimmelbusch, hand passes out to Steele. A wild hand pass over the top. Hawke takes it. Gets the hand pass in. Holden right on the line. Still keeps the ball in play. But the umpire, Chris Mitchell, comes in as John Kennedy has a close look at the scene. Great man of football, John Kennedy. Not just his knowledge of football, but the man and his attitude to life. John Law off the side of the boot, straight to Gerard Healy. And Gerard Healy putting the ball across, looking for Kappa. Kappa and Harris up. Harris wins out. Harris, the former South Australian, took a fine mark on that occasion. So Darren Harris gives the ball out wide to Ross Smith. Smith goes up towards centre wing, fairly in front, but Carroll takes a lovely mark.
Great mark by Dennis Carroll, and they certainly want him back in form. Mitchell overran that one. Healy looks dangerous, even early in the game. Morwood from behind, it's fisted away. Back it comes towards Peter German. German with a quick hand pass. Well done, Darren Steele. Rode that bump beautifully. Gets it down to a Siri. Well trapped too. Back it comes to Fairley. Fairley with a hurry kick straight over the line on centre wing. Why I said about Michael Passmore, he's a very honest, there's the tackles for the season. Sydney doing well in that department. They've concentrated on that over the summer, but I don't know, Passmore's a good, honest battler in defence. I don't know whether he's got the talent to hold a man like Williams. There's Williams getting in the hand pass. Cracker very quick to Larkin, to Asiri, over there to Demetrio. This is good play to Crocker. Crocker to German. He's got an open goal. That was tremendous play by North Melbourne, and he slammed it through for a goal.
14 in favour of the Swans. Ironmonger tapped on by Wright, intercepted by Holden. Holden goes wide and long. Gerard Healy, as Peter said before, really looking dangerous so far. And how they can leave that guy off the ground in the first half of the state match. Well, look, you know, I'll give it away.
Well, he's the best ruck rover in the game, Bob.
I thought the people that, and I do, still think, but maybe Barassi has brought him back a bit. As Healy Goes long towards the square. Morwood off the hands of the pack. Taken away. Corley smothered again. Beautiful defence from North Melbourne as Larkin takes it. Puts it wide. Finds Steele, who plays on immediately. Up towards centre wing. No mark taken as Carter and Phil Cracker were there. So too now Passmore and Williams. It's tapped on by Williams to Carter. Carried over the line by Rod Carter. And a throw-in will take place on centre wing, outer side of the ground. 16-14 in favour of the Swans. 17 minutes approaching.
An interesting move with Carter picking up Phil Cracker. It'll be most interesting is keeping Carter a long way from goal as we see Neagle down towards the centre wing, but it's punched over the line. Now they've got McCann right up in the goal square with Henwood picking him up. 2-4 plays 2-2. Nothing in it at the moment. Mossop, but Phil Cracker is obviously going to run Carter all over the ground. There's John Law with a hurried kick. Demetrio. Now, very technical free kick given to Neil Cordy. I thought Demetrio was bustling with him for the mark. Still, they're out there to umpire, I suppose, as we see Cordy towards half forward. Oh, big leap from behind. It was nearly a mark. There's Jimmy Cracker. Geez, quick. He's a sure ball handler to Steele. Steele a wobbly one, but luck's a fortune because Ian Fairley waits underneath it. He's got the loose man to give it to. Demetrio sets himself. Can't take the mark. It was good play by Tripp. Over to Browning. Now Browning will go for the long bomb here. He does a 60-metre kick to Kappa. Oh, good football. Now that was Ross Smith chipping across in front, fisted it 20 metres away to the line.
There's excellent defensive work by Ross Smith as we see Kappa and Harris coming back to the full forward position. It's back with the throw-in. McDonald against Cordy, and that wasn't for the throw-in though, as we see the ball put forward. Kappa up high, but good defensive work by both Schimmelbusch and Harris. Harris first of all brought the ball down, then Wayne Schimmelbusch coming into lend support, forced it over the boundary line, and so another throw-in. North Melbourne interchange bench. David Ackley, former Swans, sitting there looking very tense at the moment. Ackley will be desperately keen to do well as he comes on. As once again, they find it up towards Kappa and mark, free kick, whatever you like, as Holden put the ball forward. Peter McKenna, you do not agree?
I agree with the mark, but young Harris is, I would, very early in the game, I don't like the move of Harris to fullback. I'd have McCann down there at fullback on Kappa, and I'd have Harris up the other end, quick smart. I think he misread that entirely, young Harris, Barry.
He was going where he thought the ball was going to go, Pete, and it went to the centre and left Kappa on his own. Well, he thought it was going through the goals.
Well, I thought it was poor play by Harris, as we see Kappa from right in front. Bang. And it's a goal.
I can't see whether...
20 minutes have gone in the first term. 22-14 in favour of the Swans. Mossop coming through, wins the tap, it runs through to Arceri. The long hand pass out wide to Crocker. Crocker goes with the pass, looking for McCann, and McCann does not let him down. So Stephen McCann, capable of kicking long and accurately at times, like all players, does have his moments and have days where he is astray with his kicking boot.
He's a great long kick, Bobby. I don't think the distance is any problem.
But the accuracy is, and it's 1 point from the boot of Stephen McCann.
I just think McCann plays his best football in defence, and I've seen Harris play in the back line before, and he's far too loose. That's the reason I made that comment about him playing at fullback on Kappa.
You're in fiery form today, Pete. I hope with the Magpies playing over there in Western Australia tomorrow, you have the same attitude.
I'm in a good mood, actually. Look, here's Carter flying for the mug. He's a long way out from goal today. I think Phil Cracker is going to run him all over that forward line, and we saw that happen. Who was he on the other few weeks ago? It ran him around all over the place. Fitzroy, I think it was. Barwick.
And Carter did a great job.
And Carter did do a great job, but I'll tell you what, he was exhausted at the end of the game, the old rocket. It's on half-forward flank.
And shouldn't they all be exhausted at the end of the game? Or you, as a full forward, probably didn't understand that sort of thing.
Oh, gee, he talks about me, Barry, eh? Fine form. Half-forward flank. Ironmonger against Mossop. I think we're in for a really good, tight contest in this game today. Two pretty even sides. And the umpires plucked one out of the pack there to Tripp. Said it was too high. Umpire Saws. Very experienced umpire, Rowan Saws, towards half forward. Hawke took front position, and that was an excellent mark, and that could be 15 metres. No. Now it's 15 metres. I think that was against Larkin, wasn't it, Bob?
I think it might have been
But
Peter
coming
running
across the
that
mark.
mark.
Now that is poor play by North Melbourne, because no one only could have made the distance, now he can. We saw that in the Bears versus Carlton match yesterday. It cost the Bears 3 goals.
Not the longest kick in the world, Paul Hawke, as he'll be kicking from about 45 metres out. Floats the ball, distance-wise okay, accuracy astray, and when you're trying to grab that little bit of extra distance, accuracy somewhat off. Harris goes short. He's got Phil Cracker maybe having a run on the ball to get him away from Rod Carter. Steele, top one too high, and so Darren Steele wants to get on with it immediately, gives it across to Ross Smith. Smith out towards centre wing. Carroll from behind, punches the ball down, but a good mark to Fairley. Hand passes on to Larkin, puts Larkin under pressure. He's well tackled from Healy. The loose ball comes out. Bolton taps it. Carter intercepts. Gives a hand pass out to his skipper in Carroll. Carroll steadies and drives the ball long. Ironmonger and Mossop. Mossop into the back of the big fellow Ironmonger. A little bit unfortunate, but a free kick nonetheless, as you'll watch now. He did fall into Ironmonger, and it is a free kick.
But it hit him right on the head.
John was just going that slow that he had no option.
Oh, that Barry Breen was the speaker there, as Kappa couldn't quite take the mark. Law was up in the front position. Thripp got the hand pass to Kappa. Kappa puts the ball forward. It's Morden, Schimmelbusch. The bounce favours Schimmelbusch. A long hand pass from Schimmelbusch looking for Crocker. He takes it, gives it back to Phil Cracker. He puts it on towards Wayne Schimmelbusch. Excellent defence by the Northerners. As Schimmelbusch takes it, puts it up towards Jimmy Cracker on centre wing.
Jimmy Cracker, very, very quick, and that was a beautiful pass from Schimmer. Cracker towards half forward. Browning thumps it away back towards the line, and it beats Peter German over the line. Sydney are on 3-5-23. North on 2-3-15. Nothing in this game at the moment. 24 minutes gone, first quarter. Crocker did the hitting out, straight to Browning, smothered off the boot. Larkin's there for North Melbourne. Oh, he ended up with the ball to Larkin. That was brilliant play to Fairley. Out wide it comes to Phil Cracker. He's tripped. No, said the umpire. Play on, and he's not happy, Phil Cracker, with that one, as Dennis Carroll boots it away towards centre wing. Now, it'll probably beat the players over the line. It does. And on the true centre wing position, the throw-in will take place. 8 points the difference with the Sydney Swans in front.
Throw-in on centre wing. Ironmonger got the tap. Williams comes through, was tackled too high. Bolton takes it, can't get the ball clear, and umpire Mitchell comes in to indicate that he'll bounce the ball on centre wing. 23-15. Current positions on the league ladder. Swans. That was last year, I should say. I'm terribly sorry. Swans finishing in 4th, North Melbourne 7th. At the present moment, they're 3rd and 8th, as Holden got the hand pass to Healy, drives the ball forward, but in the way, Darren Steele, who's had a fine first quarter, Pete.
Yes, and a real little goer, Darren Steele. Oh, shocking kick.
Good pass.
He'll say that in the showers after the game. He'll mention that pass, but it was a shocker, but it was Luck's of fortune as German. Gee, they're falling down North across the half-forward line. They've had it there plenty of times, but no marking power. That was Healy getting it to Thripp. Thripp to half-forward. Harris. Oh, that's a good mark by Harris out in front of Kappa. That'll be a good contest, that one. I'm a bit worried about his ability to contain Kappa, but he might prove me wrong. Phil Cracker to Crocker, who's got a ton of talent, to McDonald, who's playing at centre-half back, to Jimmy Cracker, and that was brilliant football by North. That could be 15. No. I thought he might have taken Healy back. Jimmy Cracker bounces up. He's a good player. He is a tremendous player. He didn't muck around. He bounced straight up and shot it across to Darren Crocker. Now, Crocker, this player, I believe, could be a real star in league football, Darren Crocker. He's blessed with enormous talent. He'll kick from 45 metres. He floats this one across. No mark to McCann. There's Larkin. Takes it to the line and straight over the line. Now, this is right beside the behind post. That's 8 points the difference at the moment. There's the big leap from behind. It's grabbed by Fairley, smothered off the boot. He tries to get it again. Larkin, tremendous skills. Oh, that is a top goal by Larkin. He's put it through on the left touch. The goal umpire saw the field umpire signal touched. I thought he kicked a ripper, Barry.
Looked like that way, but it must have been touched off the boot. Very close there. Have a look on replay. We missed it, but it must have been touched off the boot.
On screen, we see Wayne Henwood. A very, very even contest going on at the moment. There's nothing in this game. 8 points in favour of the Swans, but North have had plenty of opportunities. Their half-forward line has been pretty ordinary so far. Oh, there's Larkin again getting it out to a Siri. Oh, he's beautifully dispossessed of the football. There's Terry Thripp. A hand pass to Dennis Carroll. Carroll caught just as he's about to kick it, and the umpire said he was pushed in the back.
Dennis Carroll will take the kick wide on centre wing. The Swan skipper started off in fine form today. Long kick. Cordy up high. Could have been a free kick, but called play on by the umpire. And so we'll find a throwing to take place. Half forward flank for the Swans. With the Swans on 23 points. North Melbourne 16, 28 minutes into the term. Mossop wins the tap. Steele gets it forward towards German. Umpire Mitchell comes in to indicate that he'll bounce the ball 55 metres out from the Swans' goal. Not far from the end of the first term. 7 points the margin, as our aerial shot just gives you some idea of how it looks from that high in the sky. There's Ironmonger. It's kicked off the ground by Mitchell. A hand pass from Williams out to Hawke. Hooks the ball back. Tony Moore in the front position. Punched away by the North defence. Jimmy Cracker gets the ball forward to German, but I don't believe that was a throw. Barry Breen does. I don't think it was. I don't think he ever really gained it.
We'll just have a look at that on replay in a second, I hope, Bob, but he certainly just handed the ball to his teammate as he was running past. He may never have been in possession of it, but he just helped it along its way.
Too technical for mine.
Jimmy was trying to claim that he tapped it on. He didn't throw it.
He gave it.
Gerard Healy. As the siren sounds, the kick from Healy. Is it through? Touch just on the line, so good defensive work by the Northerners. And at quarter time, we see the Swans on 3-6-24, North Melbourne 2-4-16.
They're just a break in this quarter.
Well, here's Healy. Was grabbed when he didn't have the ball, and the umpire saw that. Umpire, on that occasion, was umpire Saws. So Healy's been most impressive. He's got tremendous skills. A hand pass to Cordy, who was unattended, or he broke the tackle very easily. A terrific smother by Crocker. Hand pass out wide to Thripp was from Neagle. Thripp from half forward. Oh, chance for Kappa from behind. Oh, he waits back and didn't contest on that occasion. Good effort by Harris. Playing in front, over to Steele. Steele to half back. It's fisted away. Phil Cracker is in there. Oh, good use of the body by Holden. Phil Cracker goes in. He's got it too. He's got great skills, as his brother. Cleverly gets away. Hooks it back to Darren Steele. A hand pass wide, looking for Crocker. Browning did some good defensive work in the first quarter and loves to head for the boundary line. And on that occasion, over it went.
Throw in from centre wing, outer side of the ground. 24-16 in favour of the Swans. Ironmonger got the tap. Arsiri takes the ball away though. Puts it in towards the centre. Merv Neagle all on his own. Played on at the wrong time, but it comes off as Browning accepted it. Got it out towards Dennis Carroll. The long kick down to the forward area. Kappa got into the back of his opponent, but it matters not because North Melbourne, with great defence by Steele, gets it to McDonald. A long kick out towards centre wing and a good mark, a good strong mark to Fairley. Ian Fairley. A nice kick over the centre wing, but that's an equally good mark to Neil Cordy, who hand passes immediately to Bolton. Over the top to Browning, who has time to steady and put the ball down. A two-out duel. Kappa and Harris is winning out so far. Even though Kappa has 2 goals, there's been a number of opportunities when it's been man-to-man, as it is now Thripp winning out. He's done well so far, Terry Thripp. The kick off the side of the boot. And it's unfortunate when a young player does so well on that occasion. Tommy Hafey having a few words. Ron Thomas one side, John Reid the other. And Phil Cracker with the ball.
Cracker to half-back. Darren Steele has been a pretty good player so far, young Darren Steele, as he brings it, an ordinary kick straight to Cordy.
There's been some poor disposal by both sides, Barry.
And very poor disposal, especially into that forward line, Bob.
There's Carroll out wide to Fripp. This is a very ordinary game at the moment. You can say about backlines being on top. I think it's a very, very ordinary game, and both sides not playing all that well. And it's just a desperate scramble, but it'll come good, this game, because there's a lot of talent out there, as we see Steve Wright, who we haven't really seen so far in this game. There's the free kick for holding the man to North. Peter German, a real little goer. It's many, many possessions, Peter. Kicks it wide. Harris, that was intelligent play. The umpire not paying the mark to Harris. Good play by Kappa to battle that one on. It's fisted away. Harris had run all the way down from fullback. Carter fumbles. Now it's a chance for North Melbourne. Schimmelbusch, a little chip pass. He's looking for Fairley, and Carroll did well to almost beat him for that one. Cop one across the head, Fairley. And now it's against him. Carroll, he copped one fair across the head as he went in after that ball.
Yes, I do go along with that, Peter. Dennis Carroll gives the hand pass across to Gerard Healy. Dummies beautifully. Straightens up and puts a long kick towards half forward. Punched away by Schimmelbusch. Runs past Ross Smith, who shepherds for German. The hand pass across to Demetrio. His hand pass intercepted by Bolton. A good turn of speed. Bolton goes short. Finds Greg Williams. He was going to go on, and his call play on by the umpire. Williams swings onto the left boot. It's swinging back, but not far enough. 1 point the result. So Greg Williams was going to play on. 10 scoring shots to 6. 9 points to favour in favour. 9 points in favour of the Swans as a poor kick out comes to Terry Fripp. Swings the ball back, drives it long towards the square. Kappa! Straight through the centre, he puts it 3 goals to Warwick Kappa.
Passmore has been moved to centre half back off Williams. Not that Williams has been great.
Phil Cracker's been on the wing for a while too, with McRae going to half forward.
Well, that was Carter getting it down. John Law, the ever-reliable John Law. He's a real battler towards halfway. Now Jimmy Cracker flies. Couldn't take the mark, but he's got it. A beautiful hand pass to Fairley. Fairley into the open goal. Bang, and it's a goal to North Melbourne. Good play. But is it coming back? No, he's...
Centre bounce. Mossop wins out. Takes the ball again. Nice hand pass across to Law. Puts it down a half forward. Fairley almost took the mark. Cool play on. Jimmy Cracker comes through. Swoops on it. Hooks it wide. Phil Cracker's down there waiting for it and takes a good mark. Lovely mark from Phil Cracker.
They know how to find each other, Bob.
Both Phil and Jim recruited from Claremont, and on replay, Fripp applying the pressure necessary but just couldn't quite get back and wide in time. So Phil Cracker at the moment appears to be playing on the wing. He'll be kicking from 50 metres out.
Going to torpedo.
Kick dropping short into the square, and Browning comes across to take a timely mark. Mark Browning puts it wide. Craig Holden's there. He takes the mark. Did play on for mine. Gets the benefit of the doubt. Hand pass to Bolton. Does nothing to put them under pressure. Now Bolton comes up towards centre half back. Drops it short. Tapped down by Ironmonger. Good play by the big fellow. He finds Neagle, who hand passes over the top to Carter. Likewise on to Carroll, who has time to steady. Gives it to Healy, to Bolton. Out towards Hawke. A little bit too much. But Hawke goes long. It's a goal coming up. Just touched the line.
Great play by Darren Harris there as he ducked back. And it looked like being a goal, and he slammed it through. And 4-8 to 3-4, nothing in it.
Michael Filan, Craig Potter on the interchange bench.
Yes, and young
Filan from Mangapla Cookadinia United.
You've practiced that for 1 week when you knew he was going to get a game. You have, as the ball comes back Back towards the centre of the bat. Oh, that is a great piece of play, that by Williams. Greg Williams, a beautiful daisy cutter to Tony Morwood, who has not been in the play so far. So that speaks volumes for Wayne Schimmelbusch, Barry.
Oh, he's had a great year in a tagging role, I might add that.
Well,
he's done it excellently the whole year long.
There's Morwood. It's close. It floats, and it's a goal.
It's a goal.
16 points the margin. Centre bounce. Mossop wins the tap. A good duel between those two ruckmen as Bolton collides with Greg Williams, and Greg Williams looks to be in a little bother out of that collision with Bolton. Larkin coming out with a free kick, but Greg Williams doesn't look too good. Carroll got into the back of his opponent, so Ian Fairley will take the free kick 55 metres out from goal. Fairley thought about going for the short pass. Now he steadies. Fairley puts the ball long and wide. Henwood comes in to take a timely mark.
That's shocking forward play by North Melbourne, Bob. That's 3 times today they've kicked it down there with no one contesting it. I'd change Harris and McCann immediately as we see Dean McRae out to Phil Cracker. Cracker brings it. Now a chance for Crocker as he ducks back at his mark. No, he hasn't. He's dropped it at the last split second. Some of the fans thought it was a mark, but coming away is Neagle. Neagle towards half back, and that is a good mark. And that is taken there by Terry Thripp. And that was a top mark. Thripp from half back towards half forward. A bit of wrestling going on. Tony Morwood taps it away. In goes Passmore, and well, McCann's done nothing at full forward, and I think I'd switch the 2 key players immediately. I think they need a bit more drive up at full forward.
Well, they don't have much to lose as Wayne Schimmelbusch looks to be in a bit of pain, and we often see Wayne Schimmelbusch in situations like this, but the courage of the North Melbourne skipper sees him get up and go on with the game, and let's hope that that's what happens today. And looking at Schimmelbusch,
no stretcher they're calling for, Bob. Doesn't look good.
He looks in a lot of pain, and for Wayne Schimmelbusch not to jump up and get straight on with the game, there does look to be a bit of bother as we watch on replay. Now Wayne Schimmelbusch in underneath there,
grabs his knee
straight away, and does look to be in pain at the moment. Now Wayne has had his share of injuries right through his career. No more courageous player ever in football.
Competitor himself. He's running around looking for a man to pick up at the moment. He's got no one to pick up. Now Phil Cracker had picked up a man further afield. In goes Crocker. And I reckon the North Melbourne players, seeing their captain go off like that, will really lift. There's Larkin. Larkin towards half forward. Fairley. Oh, well contested, Ian Fairley. That was fantastic.
Poor play by Carter, though. He tried to mark the ball.
He did too. And there's the high one. Now McCann and Henwood. McCann in front. Good play. Punched away by Henwood. In they go. There's McDonald. Was that McDonald down there now? Yes, it is. He must have been moved to the forward line. Bolton tries to punch it away. In they go after it. He's grabbed off the ball. And umpire Saws will come in and bounce it. Now, yes, Passmore at centre back. McDonald obviously on the forward line.
Larkin onto Williams.
Yeah. I think that's a good move. Cover.
He's a true centre man, and he may not quite be as negative as one would like against Williams, but then why should you be completely negative? As Healy gets the hand pass across, not Healy, it was Neagle. He took it from Healy. Carroll puts the ball forward. Mitchell gives away a free kick, and David Ackley has his first kick of the match.
Still getting the hoots, Bob. They haven't forgotten.
Football supporters never forget. As Browning couldn't quite take the mark, Neagle took a little bit long. Stevie Wright comes in. The loose ball comes across to Jimmy Cracker. Out to Arsieri after Larkin gave it to Cracker, and Arsieri into the open goals. Full points. Mossop wins out. Stevie Wright. A high floating kick out towards half forward. Punched away as McRae comes on the scene. Caught one too high for mine, but does well to get it to Passmore. The kick goes the wrong way. Will it stay in play? Runs over the boundary line before Holden can get to it. So 55 metres out from goal. We'll see a throw-in take place on the Swans half-forward line.
Well, luck's of fortune there. There were 3 Swans by swooping on that loose ball.
Mossop gets the ball down. Law couldn't take possession, but does manage to get the ball through to Larkin, who does an extremely good job to get the ball clear. Demetrio in front. Couldn't take possession, but Beautiful hand pass to McRae from Phil Cracker. A lovely pass, and that's excellent football. Phil Cracker, McRae, on to Stephen McCann, and from 50 metres out, Stephen McCann puts the long kick forward. Lovely kick from McCann, right through the centre, 5-8.
And Schimmel was going off will really spur these North guys on. There's Healy, beautiful hand pass over to Williams, a short pass to Capper, and that was a great lead, and that could be, no 15 metres, said the umpire. The Sydney fans reckon it should have been, but I think he just fell into him accidentally, and Capper's kicked 3, and I think he's a 50% better player this year than other years, because he's leading for the ball, he's not relying on the big fly. No, I think the umpire was dead right there. Warwick was having a few acting lessons, I think, as he took the dive.
Have to pay his fees, I think.
Well, he's kicked 3, actor's equity, as Bob's talking about. There's the kick from Capper. Beautiful kick, gone.
Once again, we see the...
Completely bowled. I'd shift Harris.
So would I, and I'd put McCann there and Harris to pull forward. I don't think they'd lose anything, and McCann has played some great games the last couple of seasons at full back. I think that's his best position. Centre of the ground. Well, anyway, we'll wait and see. It's at the moment, it's a very even contest. That was well played by Ackley. Out to Phil Cracker. Oh, the bounce. It's shuffled away there. Back it comes to Browning. And players are going in desperately. Passmore always goes in desperately.
And a shot from our airship of the view looking right over Sydney, and what a magnificent sight that is. Plenty of water, and that's one of the great parts about the Sydney Harbour. The loose ball now as it's back with the game. Hawke a little bit slow to get rid of it. Maybe the tackle was too high, but cool play on. John Law puts the ball back to centre half forward. Neil Cordy up, was tapped away, tapped back by Holden. Maybe the tackle was too long against the Northerners, as we find Henwood accepting the ball for the Swans. Puts the ball out where Gerard Healy's on his own. Has the chance to have one bounce. Now he steadies. A long hand pass over the top, finds Greg Williams. Williams one way, then the other. Across to half forward. North Melbourne through the agency of Steele. A beautiful mark. Steele plays on, puts it out wide. Jimmy Cracker leads Terry Tripp in the race for the ball. Tripp gets into the back of his opponent, and Jim Cracker will come out with the free kick.
He's a good player. That was tremendous, the way he used his body to get in front. Over to German. German kicks wide. McDonald underneath the ball. Back it comes to Demetrio, who now pounces on it. Taken away by Paul Hawke. Hawke out wide with the hand pass. Barry Mitchell centres it. Ironmonger and Mossop. Mossop front position. Knocked on by Ironmonger, but Ross Smith read that beautifully at the back of the pack. Chips it across. Oh, a clash. Oh, well done. Taken away beautifully, and that's by Paul Hawke. He kicks it high. Healy in the centre of the pack. Can't take the mark, but he's got it. Back to Bolton. Bolton hooks it back. Capper ducks back. Oh, Mark Capper. They've got to move Darren Harris. I said it early in the game.
It was going to be a free kick upfield. Bolton caught one after he kicked it. But I agree with you, Pete. It's about time Harris was moved. Capper going for goal number 5. The Swans at the moment hold a 10-point lead. Maybe John Kennedy is saying, well, we're doing reasonably well. But as I said before, shut the gate before the horse completely bolts. Warwick Capper kicks goal number 5.
And the horse...
As we see Mossop. And, well, they still haven't moved them. And I find that most surprising as we see Neagle from centre wing. Down it comes again. Harris from behind, but chipping in across. Oh, that's a free kick to Dean McRae against Capper. And 15 metres off goes young McRae. He's got a bit of toe too as he, on the right foot, kicks it to Demetrio. Browning. Oh, did some good shepherding. Holden. Further afield to Carroll, and they look dangerous here. Paul Hawke and Capper again, and the full forward flies. Bumped off the ball, but again Harris was a mile behind him. A hand pass back to Healy. Tremendous skills, but I think he went out of bounds with it. He did.
Yes, the fans might be happy about it, but nonetheless it was right. Great skills of Gerard Healy. Mossop and Ironmonger. Jimmy Cracker loses it. Greg Williams gets the hand pass out wide. Terry Tripp drives towards goal. Morland right on the line. It may have gone through, but Tony Morwood wasn't to know where the ball was, and he's right on the goal line. He's being brought around by the umpire as we watch on replay. An excellent mark, and it won't do Tony Morwood's confidence any harm, Barry.
Not at all. He hasn't touched the football too often today, Bob, and this certainly will be a great lift for Swans and Morwood.
2 goals.
From 50 metres, Mark Browning, that is a great kick, and it's another one to the Swans. What top play that was.
Touched on the way through, Pete. Touched on the way through.
Was it?
Oh, and I'd already put it down.
Must have been touched on the line, was it?
Touched right on the line.
There's the kick from Steele to Asiri. Now, Mark Asiri is on half-back flank as he brings it towards half-forward Hen with the big fist away to Larkin. Now, let's see what they can do here. They're just kicking haphazardly into the forward line. There is no cohesion at all down there, and they take it away very easily. Oh, Nagel got down behind the play from Donald. McDonald ran straight through him, and oh, he's hurt, Nagel, too. He's very groggy. There's the pack of players forming, but Nagel is still bent over, and McDonald ran straight through him with a hip and shoulder.
There's Merv Eagle now. It does look a little bit groggy. Hope Merv doesn't do anything stupid. Not that I'm being unkind to Merv, but there have been times when he's been prone to want to get revenge very quickly. Exactly, puts the long kick forward. No mark by Fairley. Picked up by Mossop, the hand pass out wide. German goes towards goal. Full points to Peter German.
Again, not much science in that piece of play from the North Melbourne side. Mossop getting the ball out to German.
Donald McDonald wins the tap from the centre as McCann has come out to the half-forward line. Mossop having a break out of the ruck, going down to full forward, but a free kick has been found. And young Terry Thripp, who's played an excellent game so far for the Swans, has had complete control out there on the wing, whether it was Dean McRae he was on, or now Phil Cracker. Terry Thripp has been in complete control. A nice kick. Mossop got pushed in the back. Called play on by the umpire. Must have reckoned Mossop was joining Actors Equity as Mossop completely lunged forward, and not Mossop, Ironmonger. So a bounce across the half-forward line for the Swans. Ironmonger there. Beaten foot by McDonald. Taken by Larkin out wide to Steele. Tapped it on to Phil Cracker. Back to Darren Steele. Off the side of the boot it goes. Out of bounds on the full. So with the scoreboard saying 17 points the advantage to the Swans, it's 26 and a half minutes into the second term.
Well, there's the pack going in. Harris left Capper alone. Oh, he left him back there. Capper's got it. He ducks around, kicks it goal. He's missed. And I think he's put it out of bounds on the full. But Harris, he couldn't be blamed. Then he had to run and meet the ball. Left Capper, and as luck had it for Capper, it was handballed to him, but he missed. As Harris, I think he's a bit risky at full back in my book as he brings it towards half back. Healy to Bolton. Oh, here it comes again. It's set up for Capper against Harris. He takes front position. Well done, Capper, but he couldn't take the mark. Here's danger because Hawke's got it to Thripp, and the umpire said a push in the back to Paul Hawke, 40 metres out from goal directly in front.
Paul Hawke coming into the game, starting on the interchange bench. As we see, recruited from the Wagga Tigers. And Paul Hawke directly in front. 35 metres out. A kick from Hawke. No doubt about that one. Right through the centre.
With his indiscriminate tackling, and he's very, very loose. He played full forward in Adelaide for South LA. He's a great kick of a ball, and I'm amazed he's been left there. Now here is Tony Morwood ducking around onto the right foot. Elects to hand pass instead to Bolton. Oh, North looking very sloppy down there. Kicked off the ground by Mitchell, but it'll be back. It's a free kick back behind the play. It'll go North Melbourne's way.
Not a doubt in the will about that, Pete.
Yeah, as it's coming back to Darren Steele. Now,
that was one time when if Warwick Capper had led, then Tony Morwood wouldn't have had to go back onto the other foot.
That's right. Out it comes towards centre wing, over the back. That was beautifully read by Jason Love to Phil Cracker. Now, let's see if Mossop can do something here. Their forward line's been very ordinary. Mossop in front of Carter. Carter, good use of the body and forces it through for a point. But I don't like this idea of ruckman resting at full forward. I never have, and I think they'll struggle down there unless they do something quickly about that forward line.
Carter brings the ball out wide towards the half-back line. McCann up. Henwood tapped the ball on. Crocker trying to gain possession. Under pressure from Thripp. Over the boundary line it goes. And as Mark Browning tapped Terry Thripp on the head. In other words, well done. And well done it has been so far from Terry Thripp. Fairley gets the tap. Straight to Merv Neagle, who goes long down towards the forward area. Off the hands of the pack. Hawke traps the ball beautifully. Gets away from the tackle. The hand pass out towards Bolton. Gets a favourable bounce. Onto the right foot. Bolton took a little bit too long. And the mark right in the goal square. Taken by Ross Smith.
We're under enormous pressure, North Melbourne at the moment. And the Swans looking far the better side. And mainly because North look very, very haphazard when they get down into attack. That was McRae. Couldn't take it. Good skills by Phil Cracker. To McCann, who's now out and across the half-forward line. Off he goes with a hand pass to John Law. Law ducks the head. Puts themselves under pressure. That was bad play by North Melbourne, and still they're fumbling. Healy, a clever hand pass to Neil Cordy. Cordy hooks it back. Now Harris runs at the ball. Bad luck to Harris, but Capper picks it up, stabs a goal, and I think he's missed from right.
He should have hand passed.
He should have hand passed. I think it was Morwood was his option. He elected to have a kick at goal and he missed it. But oh boy, I'm amazed that they haven't made some of the moves. The obvious ones are, I reckon, McCann to full back, Harris to the forward line. They have to do something. Even Crocker to the forward line to full forward. He can play there because their attack's been awful. There's Ironmonger getting it across to Healy. Healy to half forward. It's fisted away straight to Williams. Williams doesn't attempt to grab it. Bolton, that was good play by Larkin. He's caught with the ball though. Over to German. German to Phil Cracker. Now let's see what they can do. They've got the loose man. Yes, they've got it. Beautiful play, Cracker to Ian Fairley, and that was much better forward play.
Yes, it certainly was. The Swans had a golden opportunity there, but overuse of what I would term needless handball cost them dearly, and in this respect I think will cost them a goal. As Ian Fairley lines up for his second goal. Off the side of the boot slightly, but nowhere near enough to be offline, and Fairley kicks his. And so I thought that Thripp was having by far the better of the duel with Phil Cracker as Healy gets it to Bolton. Tapped away by Passmore. Larkin pushed in the back, and he'll take the free kick. But they've allowed North to swap the wings. Larkin plays on. The hand pass out wide to Steele from centre wing. The long kick over the half-forward line. Neil Cordy in the way, though, takes a timely mark. He's got Holden short, chips a kick over the top and finds Craig Holden, who did play on, but the umpire allows him now to go back and have a kick. Craig Holden towards centre wing. Ironmonger and McDonald. McDonald punches it away. Jimmy Cracker well tackled against Cracker. Mitchell comes out with the ball. A hand pass to Hawke, pushed in the back. And so consistency at least by the umpires. And so Chris Mitchell deeming that it was a free kick to Paul Hawke. The replay sees it. I think maybe Hawke tripped himself. Out wide to Graham Cordy. In now towards the square. Capper up high, but a good mark to Harris.
That was a tremendous mark to Darren Harris. I've been critical of him playing at full-back. But nothing personal against Darren. I just think he's a better player on the forward line. And on that occasion, it was a terrific mark by Harris and a nice pass. John Law kicks it to half-back as the siren sounds to end the first half here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Not a lot in it. 9-10, 64 the Sydney Swans to North Melbourne, 7-5, 47.
Play about to commence in the second half with the 17-point margin in favour of the Swans. After 8 points was the margin at quarter time. Mossop gets the tap. McDonald gives the hand pass on. It's accepted by Love, who puts the ball forward for North Melbourne. Up towards McCann. Cannot take the mark. Neil Cordy's in there for the Swans, trying to tap the ball clear. Coming over the top was Fairley. Peter German was there as well as John Kennedy. And John Kennedy. 212 games of coaching winners, 139 lost. And let's remember that when he first took over Hawthorn, he took over a side that was used to losing. Williams puts the ball forward, kicked off the ground by Mossop. Browning comes through, tapped away by Demetrio. Williams, a lovely hand pass out to Gerard Healy, who's being told by Craig Holden exactly how he stands. Good play by Holden, he ran all the way with Healy, but it's a shocking kick from Healy. Over the top it comes from Steele, accepted out there and put up by Steele once again after McRae gave it to him. Is it a push in the back to North Melbourne? And Peter German will take the kick.
That was tremendous play by Darren Steele. He has really been, well, in my opinion, he's been easily North Melbourne's best player. There's the kick coming down, and that was a top mark. Hand passed across to Jason Love into the open goal, and it's a goal. It was a great mark kick by Fairley. Good play and well backed up by Love, but that was a courageous mark by Fairley, Barry.
That was a great piece of play. And there we saw earlier on that piece of play how Healy ran the ball down for Swans. A poor kick into the 50-yard mark. Saw the North Melbourne side win the ball back, and all the Swans defenders out of position. And the end result was that goal there to Jason Love.
As Peter called it, now Fairley was falling as he gave that hand pass out. That was magnificent play.
Really was. And North, well, a goal so soon that will lift them. And 8-5 to 9-10. That's only 1 goal, 5 the difference. And as Bob said, they should have been many, many goals in front at half-time, and maybe North can come back into it. Here's Mitchell. Smothered off the boot. Williams with that quick hand pass to Neagle. Neagle to half-forward. Punching it away was Passmore. They go in hard after it. Laura's there, and Steve Wright, who hasn't done a lot today. Demetrio's there also. Johnny Law. Steele has been tremendous. Out wide to Jason Love, who's done a couple of nice things since coming on the ground. Here they come again, North. Matthew Larkin. Oh, that was not good play at all by Larkin. McCann had made the lead and he ignored him. It's taken away by Craig Holden up high. It's fisted away back towards the boundary line. In fact, he just took it straight across the line. No intention of keeping it in Graham Cordy, and it could have been penalised.
So throw in on half-forward flank for North Melbourne. Henwood against McDonald. Henwood in the front position. McDonald actually got the tap. It comes off the boot of Henwood. Larkin picks the ball up, puts it back. Neagle in there trying to get the hand pass out. Does so. Williams couldn't handle it cleanly. Jimmy Cracker gets the ball through. Arceri back to Jimmy Cracker. Hand pass over the top to Phil. Phil snaps towards goal. 2 goals in a matter of moments to North Melbourne. They're running hot.
And North Melbourne certainly back in this game now, Bob. As we said, they're certainly not letting the Swans take the game away from them at all. And 2 Cracker brothers involved there in a fine piece of play, which saw Phil Cracker finish his work off. Here Jimmy gets the ball across to Phil, and Phil, unattended, snaps the goal over his left shoulder. North Melbourne right back in this game.
64 to 59, so only 5 points the margin, Pete.
Jimmy Cracker makes a big difference. Every time he touches it, something dramatic happens.
It really spells danger, doesn't it? 5 points the margin. Arceri trying to get the hand pass through. Pack forming, and umpire Rowan Saws comes in to indicate that he will bounce the ball, still in the centre of the ground. Big pack of players there now. Mossop doing well in the ruck. Williams can't get the hand pass clear. Browning picks it up. The short kick comes forward. Cordy got into the back of Passmore. It comes back to Graham Cordy. Paul Hawke. The hand pass wide. Neagle. Back to Healy. Healy puts it forward. Punched away from Mitchell. Capper not coming up the ground. Bolton across to Hawke. Hawke gets past 2 tackles. The left foot kick in towards the goal square. Capper at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Mossop across to Harris. Harris puts him out of danger. Healy can't get to it. Tapped over the top by McRae. Donald McDonald pushes the ball forward. Excellent play. A quick hand pass across from German to Love. It comes back now as McDonald puts the ball forward to Love again, who's been in everything since half-time. Back with Browning. Browning gets a push as he kicks the ball. Mitchell in front. Ackley punches the ball away. Into the centre it comes. Graham Cordy can't take possession. Cops one too high. No, it's against them. And Passmore will get it. Gives it across to Arceri. The little fellow puts it towards centre half forward. McDonald up high. Not McDonald, McCann. Henwood punches the ball forward. Under pressure. Jimmy Cracker comes in. Takes it away. Gives it to Love. He's offloaded. Players diving in from everywhere, and a throw-in will take place.
Oh, that was fantastic play by Jimmy Cracker, the way he got in front of Henwood and tapped that back and kept it in play. It was terrific and just didn't quite get away with it. There's Henwood to Holden. Holden to Neagle. Neagle to Neil Cordy. It's a high one. Tony Morwood flies. Can't take it. Oh, the ball comes loose. Mossop's there and Larkin. Or was it Ross Smith getting a hurry kick into Little Assyri? That was terrific play. Now it's Larkin. Tunnel balls that one away. Neagle receives to Neil Cordy. To Greg Williams. A wobbly one down to Mitchell. Barry Mitchell twisting and turning. That was good play. Hooks it back, and who's that diving at the ball? It's Ross Smith. No, it's not. It's John Law taking that mark, and that half-back line's doing pretty well for North Melbourne. It's a shocking kick. Dropping the mark was McRae. Fairley has come right back into the game. A lovely hand pass across to McRae, and that is beautiful forward play. And that's what they need, North Melbourne. They need McCann leading, and they need to use the ball properly.
That's what Kappa has to look at. Now, when the side is coming down the ground like that, he has to lead in the manner that McCann did. Right then, McCann trying to put North Melbourne in front. The kick goes goalward. North Melbourne lead by 1 point.
Once again, second goal to Stephen McCann, and once again, Fairley performed very effectively in that little move forward there with the handball across to McRae, and a wonderful pass to McCann leading forward. And as Bob said in the call, an example that the Swans forward must follow.
David Bolton coming off the ground, and Michael Phelan on the ground for his first time in league football. Let's hope the youngster can get straight into the thick of things. Mossop got the tap. Holden breaks through. Out wide. Phil Cracker stands his ground. Punches the ball down. Mossop puts it up towards the half-forward line. Fairley first on the scene. Starting to do well at centre-half forward. Poor kick by Fairley. Intercepted by Neil Cordy. When I say starting to do well, he did well in the second term, I thought, Ian Fairley. As Cordy goes forward. Dennis Carroll was up high. Couldn't take the mark. Tripp coming through. Can't take possession. Hand pass from Graham Corley to Greg Williams. On now to Neagle. Neagle's running through the centre. Has time to steady. Puts it wide. Tony Morwood there. Takes the mark about 40 metres out from goal. Morwood has kicked 2 goals. Both of those in the second term. But nonetheless, has not been a great day by Tony Morwood, Pete.
No, and hasn't had a great year, really. He's a brilliant player. He's had 5 kicks only today. There's the kick. He's normally a very accurate kick. I might have missed. Yes, he has, and that would have been a handy one to stem the tide, because it's been North Melbourne's quarter. It scores a dead set level. 9-11 plays 10-5. There's David Bolton and Craig Potter on interchange. Harris is a magnificent kick of a football. There's no doubt about that, as he kicks it to almost the centre, but a beautiful mark. Taken by Gerard Healy. Has played a great game to Steve Wright. Now a chance for Morwood and Kappa. They fly against each other. No mark. It comes loose. That was bad forward play by North Melbourne, Bob. By the Swans, I should say. 2 players flying against each other. I think Morwood should be the man staying down and Kappa doing the flying.
Well, other players around have got to do a bit of talk too, not just Tommy Hafey on the phone.
Right, I agree. As we see Browning from behind going the fist away to Thripp. Thripp. Oh, the fumble was by young Michael Phelan. Is it Phelan or Phelan? I suppose it depends what university you went to. Phelan is the accepted version, according to Barry Breen. Half-forward flank for the Swans.
Only the school teacher wouldn't know, Barry.
There's Jimmy Cracker. Oh, tackling Steve Wright. Steve Wright's been quiet in recent weeks, Bob.
Well, he's had the job today of going everywhere that Jimmy Cracker does, and when you've got to tag somebody, it's not easy to play your own game as well.
Particularly on a bloke like Jimmy, who's pretty slippery.
Healy up high, got the tap down. Healy's been a magnificent player for the Swans, but hasn't had a lot of support today. Healy tried to pick it up again, and umpire Chris Mitchell comes in to decide to bounce the ball about 55 metres out from the Swans' goal. 1 point the margin in favour of the Swans. Steve Wright takes possession. Hand pass to Thripp. Thripp floats the ball high in the air. Now, could be a free kick to Kappa. Yes, not a doubt about that one. You cannot shepherd when the ball is more than 5 metres away, and yet Darren Harris was
agree.
shepherding when the ball was almost just left the boot.
Well, if that's the case, Harris has given away 2 ridiculous free kicks to Kappa right in front. You cannot afford that in league football, Bob.
Not a doubt in the world about that free kick.
I
North
agree.
Melbourne and Harris can say it as whatever they like. It was a free kick.
I agree. I had a good view of that one. The umpire was dead set right, but it was poor play by Harris. He should have concentrated on the ball and gone for it. We see Kappa from right in front, kick goal number 6 for him, and I would make the move now.
And Warwick Kappa, incidentally, has just gone to the top of
it was
before we
earlier,
even saw it.
Must have been, because on what we saw in replay then, couldn't have been it. He just stood his ground there, didn't he?
Well, if you go back, I called a free kick in the actual call.
I agree with you. Cropper's warming up on interchange. I wonder if they'll bring him on, and they're definitely going to make a move, and he's too good a player to have off the ground, as we see Mossop to half forward. Now holding the ball on that occasion was Brown. He made no attempt to get rid of it, and the umpire let him get away with that one.
I think Passmore will probably go to fullback.
Well, the move's about to be made. It should have been made very early in the game. I reckon it's about a quarter and a half too late. Back to the half forward line. Browning receives from that fist away. Graham Cordy, a good mark. Out wide to Steve Wright. To Gerard Healy, who's been brilliant. To Michael Filan. Or is it Paul Hawke? No, it's Filan. Right up towards the pocket, fisted away by Harris. Now, let's see what move is going to be made. Passmore's heading down into that direction. Harris has been spoken to by the runner, Colin Seary, but he is still there. A hand pass from Mossop. Now Kappa's got it. Bit of Kappa still battling away, and that's a good feature of Kappa's play. He really does fight for the ball, and umpire says it's my ball, and he'll bounce it in front of the Swans' goal.
From the bounce. Mossop, Ironmonger. Ironmonger wins the tap, but it's tapped back by Mossop. Williams is tapped towards goal. Lovely goal, Greg Williams.
A very late move in my book, as we see Neagle bringing it away from half-back. The former bomber. The Swans are alive again. There's Ackerley in front. Couldn't take it. Oh, well done by Jimmy Cracker. Fisted that one away. Good play to Mitchell was from Paul Hawke. The bounce will favour Kappa. Punched away by Harris. There's Crocker going in after it. Johnny Law was in there also, and Mitchell takes it over the line. Now let's see. Harris is still. Now Crocker's going to full back. And, well, they're leaving McCann up at full forward. Crocker is an excellent player. I think you'll see a different performance down there now, but here is Williams having a pot shot, and he slams it through for another one. That's his second
in his turn. North Melbourne being penalised, and so Big John Ironmonger will take the free kick right in the centre of the ground. 84 to 65. Back to a 19-point margin, so the Swans have gained 2 points as Filan comes through. Tackle too high, and so young Filan might have the opportunity. The former boy from Mangapla Kukadini United, as we see the tackle too high against Filan, and so Peter McKenna doesn't agree.
Neither does Barry. No
high.
way, not. He ducked down into that, Bob, and that wasn't a bad tackle.
He didn't duck, he was on his way up. As Filan goes goalward, and Boy has kicked his first goal in VFL football, and the rest of the side run to say, well done to the youngster from Mangapla Kukadar United.
Whether you agree or disagree with the freak.
I thought he was a bit lucky to get that one, but nevertheless, it was a free. Well, the umpire's just played a free kick for a throw to Dean McRae. Now, North have to get back into this with a couple of quick goals. The kick was out wide. McCann's got to do a heck of a lot more in my book. He brings it back towards half forward. Punched away by Healy. He's been a real good player today. Henwood gets it away to Dennis Carroll. Now, it's on centre wing. This is Ackerley. Breaking away and kicking it high. Now, Fairley should mark this. He had his name written all over that. And they need a couple of quick goals. North Melbourne to be up with the Swans. He's already kicked 2 in Fairley. And he's battled very, very hard at centre-half forward today, Fairley. certainly contributed well, and from right in front he kicks, and it's another one. 3 goals to end fairly.
Certainly.
As much as well as North have played since half-time, they have not bridged the gap. In fact, they've lost 2 points. Greg Williams, quick hand pass to Gerard Healy, floats the kick forward, and Hawke has been in the thick of things, couldn't quite tuck the mark that time. Great effort that time by Filan. Graham Cordy that was, over the top it comes, Terry Thripp, can't get the hand pass clear, McCann now on the ball, puts it up in the air, McRae couldn't take the mark, Larkin gets the hand pass out to Arceri, Arceri goes short, Neil Cordy intercepts a lovely mark in front of German. Should have gone long, Peter.
Oh, shocking play.
And Neil Cordy, midway between half-back flank and centre wing, doesn't kick the ball long, and a good mark taken by Stephen McCann.
I can't believe they left him at full forward all that time, Bob. Ruck or full-back he should have been during that first quarter in my book.
Really forward pocket, to be quite honest.
Well, he was in the goal square. That's full forward as far as I'm concerned. As the ball comes up towards half forward, Cordy. Oh, here's danger. Jimmy Cracker. What's the skills of Cracker? Beautifully done.
Once again, showing his great skills getting that ball out to John Mossop. There's no doubt about it. When Jim Cracker goes near the ball, you can almost guarantee that something will happen. And if it's, at most times, it's a goal for the North Melbourne side. He's managed to get that ball out very quickly.
I thought it was, once again, we spoke earlier in the game about how players have to keep their eye on the ball. If you watch Jimmy Cracker then, even though he missed it the first time, his eye was on the ball at all times. As the eye of the city now from the airship. Up high that time was McDonald. Arceri swoops through, gathers the ball in magnificently. Over the back it comes, the big fellow Mossop. Can he take it? Taps the ball back. Browning runs it over the line, makes no attempt to keep it in play. And a throw-in will take place. Forward pocket for North Melbourne, with North Melbourne on 77 points. Swans 90, 20 minutes into the term.
Mossop contesting well. This has been one of his better games, Mossop. Here's a chance for a little Mark Arceri battling away over to Jimmy Cracker. Was a bad hand pass under pressure though. Oh, Demetrio caught one in the back. Umpire ignored that. Holden kicks it away. Now Steve McCann against Graham Cordy. McCann cleverly knocks it back. North looking dangerous again. This is anyone's contest. This to Harris, to German. Further afield to Steele. Now he can shuffle it with a hand pass. No, he elects to kick long. There's Mossop being held. Cracker's there also. Mossop still being held. Thrown off the ball. And the umpire's sword says he'll come in and bounce it. Right in front of North's goal. I'll tell you what, Bobby and Barry, this is anyone's game between the two. It's just seesawing backwards and forwards. I wouldn't know who to pick at this stage as we see Mossop down to the ground. Here's Fairley with a tremendous snap. Oh, what a goal! Was it touched? I don't think it was touched, was it? Or was it? It's a goal. What a top goal to Fairley.
That was one of the best snaps, or left foot snaps, you'd ever want to see, and that's Fairley's 4th goal for the game. A fine.
Carroll has been shifted away from Fairley. Henwood has the job now. As Cordy got the ball across to Filan. Morwood slipped at the vital moment. Ross Smith takes the easy mark. Goes on with the short kick, finds John Law. Doesn't gain a great deal of distance. It's a bit wider though. Law, not a good kick, but McDonald was up high, couldn't take the mark. Demetrio does well to hook it over the top. Taken by Larkin across to Steele. Steele puts a long kick down towards half forward. Neil Cordy punches the ball away. It's taken by Darren Harris. Lovely hand pass out to Larkin. Larkin puts it out in front of Phil Cracker. Traps it beautifully, gets the favourable bounce. Dummies the hand pass. Straightens up towards goal. Over the top it comes. Bounces through for 1 point kick by Phil Cracker. That point by Phil Cracker makes it 13-6, 84 North Melbourne, trailing by only 6 points, 13-12, 90 points to Swans. Mark Browning puts the ball back into the play. A lovely kick. Phil Cracker was up high. Gets good support from Larkin, who drives the ball long. Browning stands there. Over the top it comes. Into the open goal comes Love after taking it from Arceri. And Jason Love puts it through for his 2nd goal. Scores a level once again.
That's a big advantage to the Swans. Oh, well done by Ironmonger to give it to Browning, who goes for the long one to Capper. Crocker and Capper, and look at Crocker in front. That's the way to play it. Capper brilliantly to Tony Morwood, who's caught. Back it comes to Hawke. Back to Capper. Capper on the left foot fires at goal and puts it out of bounds on the full. But Crocker, you'll see a different performance at full-back now. He really can play, this kid.
Peter McKenna getting what he's wanted. So it's Darren Steele. He's played a fine game for North Melbourne. Ironmonger taps the ball down. Jimmy Cracker, a lovely hand pass that locks to Larkin. Larkin running through. Comes up towards centre wing. Nice piece of shepherding by German. Allows him to put the ball forward. At the back, it's Jason Love again. Caught from behind. A beautiful tackle. Good play. Got in the back.
Oh, that is.
Desperate play by all and sundry as both sides. So didn't know which way the ball was going to go. The Swan supporters not too happy, but it's been desperate play by North Melbourne, and they deserve to have come from a 17-point down to level at the moment. Time on to play in this third term. Level scores 90 points apiece, 13-12 to 14-6. Fairley number 6, Henwood number 9. Over the top comes Harris. Phil Cracker gets a long hand pass out wide. German runs into trouble. Is caught by Greg Williams. And Greg Williams indicating that he cocked one in the mouth. Williams takes the free kick. Hand passes immediately. It's on now to Dennis Carroll, who drives a long kick over centre wing. Over the back, it's tapped by the big fellow Ironmonger. Steele puts it forward. Taken away from him by Tony Morwood. Steele diving in again. Great play by Darren Steele. He's been a superb player for the Northerners, and he comes out with a free kick.
I agree with you, Bobby. He's been fantastic today, Darren Steele. I don't think he would have played a better game for North Melbourne. Harris went up before acceptances there. It was a very easy mark to the captain, Dennis Carroll, for the Swans. Now, that'll be 15 metres. The umpire's taken him back about 40. So whether that's a double penalty, I don't know, but he certainly took him back a long, long way, Bob.
Certainly did, Pete.
Well, there's the kick from Carroll. Now, McCann, in my opinion, is a much better player in defence. Johnny Law, that was a tremendous punch away. Straight to Neagle. Neagle brilliantly runs to the 50-metre mark. Now, Capper and Crocker. Crocker cleverly in front, but here's a chance. Morwood! Goal! 3 goals to Tony Morwood. 2-on-2 there, an even contest, and he...
Trip, cross to Greg Williams. Filan bundled out of the way, picked up by Graham Cordy. His kick offline, an awkward bounce for Ackley, but he gets it well. Takes it a long hand pass out towards Crocker, who fumbled at the wrong time. Morwood comes in to take it. He's got Mitchell in the square. Hand passes to Hawke. Hawke's under pressure. A quick snap towards goal. It's over the head of Lord. Did he touch it? No, he did not. 2 goals to lead for the Swans.
Well, very ordinary play by the North Melbourne defence here. A number of mistakes, and well, it's cost them dearly, as we see in replay. The mistake was before that, where Crocker fumbled. Hand pass to Hawke. The tackle on him wasn't strong enough. He got the kick in, the outstretched hands. It beat Johnny Law, and 2 goals in 2 minutes have made a big difference, Bob.
Certainly have, Pete. 102 to 90. 28 minutes have gone in the third term. McDonald was up high, got the tap down, Larkin's there, McDonald in again, kicked off the ground by Healy. It's out to Williams, a lovely hand pass across the right from 50 metres out. Steve Wright goes goalward, offline, 13 points the margin. Stevie Wright, not one of his most effective days. He has had the job of tagging Jimmy Cracker. Darren Crocker puts the ball back into play. Filan punches it away for the Swans. Matthew Larkin swoops on it. A nice hand pass across to Steele. Runs his distance. Puts a long kick over the centre wing. Pass more in front. Neil Cordy punches it away. Swooping on top of it and tapping it back was Healy. Passmore gets the hand pass out to Phil Cracker. Phil Cracker steadies. Drives the ball long. Down towards Carter and Mossop. Mossop a one-hander. Lovely mark.
That was a real good mark, because Carter is very strong. Mossop, there was a pure strength effort. Look at that. Tremendous mark. In fact, I think Carter got a touch in there too, but the umpire wouldn't have been able to see that from where he was. And, well, as I said earlier, this is anyone's game. It's a very even contest, two very even sides. North always play well up here. They're unbeaten. There's the kick, and no doubt about John Mossop. He puts it straight through the middle. Bolton coming on the ground and Terry Tripp off.
Well, John Mossop played a pretty fair game today. Not outstanding, but I haven't seen a lot of North Melbourne, but they have said that Mossop has been out of form. He's had at least the equal of John Ironmonger in the ruck and around the ground, has kicked 2 goals. So John Mossop has certainly done his job. You saw that on replay. Now you see the shot from the airship, and Sydney does look great. Botany Bay in the background as Mossop doesn't get a clear tap. Stevie Wright coming through, almost kicked out of Jim Cracker's hands. The loose ball picked up, driven forward by Healy, punched away by McCann, over the top of Phil Cracker, who tried to tap it on. Neagle, did he lose possession when he was held? Gerard Healy puts it forward again. John Law takes it, but it was touched, so he plays on, goes towards centre half forward. Passmore was up, couldn't take the mark. Browning's kick was smothered off the boot. It's picked up by Jason Love. He goes forward. It bounces past him. Henwood comes in, takes it in the goal square, puts it down where Bolton's on the ground, has the clear run. The racehorse Bolton gets away from the tackle. Can he get past? Hand passes it on. It's picked up by Carroll. Carroll with a long kick down. Kappa from behind didn't go on with it. Mossop gets tackled too high and he'll relieve the pressure. And I thought Kappa should have kept coming at it, Pete.
Yes, I think he could have marked that one, Bob, and he hesitated. Larkin waits for it, kept his eye on the ball. I don't know whether he should have hand passed, but it came off as he finds Steele, who's been tremendous, up to Cracker. Yes, this is little Jimmy Cracker. Or is it Phil? Let's see, it's Jimmy on the bottom of the pack. Now, will have to kick from 50 metres. The distance might be a doubt. He normally kicks torps when he's just far out. Now he's going for the chip pass across. Clever play because it gained an extra 10 metres. Now this is Peter German, will kick from 40 metres. Well, probably just a couple more. He's already kicked 2, Peter German. There's the kick, a beautifully directed kick, and it's a goal, all right. Oh, North fight back again. What a game we're seeing. The difference now is 1 point in favour of the Swans.
103 to 102, and Jim Cracker. You saw his stats just a moment ago. Not a lot of kicks, but some very effective handballs, and every time he touches the ball, the opposition are in danger. Formerly from Claremont, winner of the best and fairest in 1982. Mossop gets the tap. Larkin burrowing in underneath. Gerard Healy, easily the Swans' best player, but the kick didn't go far, and John Law drives it forward. Punched away by Wright, trapped by Merv Neagle. Under pressure, the siren goes with 1 point between the sides at three-quarter time. Sydney Swans 15-13, 103, leading by that 1 point. North Melbourne 16-6, 102. Barry Breen, any news from the boundary?
In this very tight game, Bob and Peter, John Kennedy was fairly subdued at three-quarter time. There was a lot of talk about winning this game for Shimmer. Well, on the other hand, Tommy Hafey very angry with these players for throwing away that lead in the third quarter.
Throw away the lead they did. It's 1 point the margin at the moment as Ironmonger got the ball out of the centre. Fireland picks it up, drives the ball long. Ackley in position to take the mark. Can't do so, but butters up beautifully. Recovers with a nice hand pass across the Law. From half-back flank, John Law gets around Fireland, drives the ball over the centre wing. Passmore was up high, but it's stumped back by Henwood, picked up by Neagle. Neagle will go across the ground. He's got the lead from Bolton. Bolton takes the mark, steadies, and will go back and have the kick. Ball play on by the umpire. Holden takes it, gets a push in the back, comes back to Holden, he taps the ball out. Picked up by Phil Cracker, hand pass to Demetrio, smothered that time by Healy, but the loose ball can't be picked up by the big fellow. McDonald, Williams puts it out to Bolton. Bolton now onto the left foot, drives the ball down towards the forward area. At the back, Crocker almost took the mark. Coming through, Fireland can't get the ball clear. The the pack forms and the bounce will take place.
Tremendous play by Crocker. He knows how to play full-back on Kappa. He's playing in front and he's playing the way young Darren Harris wasn't quite sure when he was a full-back how to play Kappa. Crocker knows how to do it. Mossop, too, lending a hand down there. There's Ackley. Here's a chance though for Mitchell as he picks it up off the back and slams it through for a goal with the Swans.
2 goals to Barry Mitchell. A reasonably quiet day for the little fellow on what he has done. One of John Mossop's rare mistakes today. On replay, you see the big fellow take possession, the hand pass smothered, good play by Hawke, and it's tapped out by Ironmonger. So, good work Ironmonger and Paul Hawke to a goal to Barry Mitchell.
Ironmonger against Mossop. Mossop taps that one down, but Healy read it beautifully. It gets crunched right in the back. Play on to the umpire. He pays the advantage there as it's kicked down by Carroll. A terrific mark. No, it's a free kick. Or was it a mark he paid? He paid the mark actually. Ackley was the man in front and the umpire elected to give it to him. He brings it to centre wing. This is young Dean McRae fisted away, and a very strong fist away was by Merv Neagle straight over the line. Centre wing. A great contest we're about to see, in my opinion. It's been a very, very good game after a lacklustre start. There's John Law tapping it away to Peter German, who goes for ground, and umpire Chris Mitchell will come in and bounce it.
Bounce will take place midway between centre wing and half forward flank for the Swans. North having the greater hit-outs today, so indicative of the game played by Mossop, as Merv Neagle showed tremendous courage. It's always hard running the wrong way, not knowing what's coming. He took it, played on. Mossop who intercepts and takes the mark. And Mossop has done well, apart from that one mistake that cost a goal. Cordy in front, mark from Iron. Greg Williams gets a hand pass out to Stevie Wright. Wright has one bounce, steadies, puts the ball long. Chance for Kappa coming out, and there's good mark. Well-placed kick by Stevie Wright. And if Kappa moves a little bit more, he will have even more chances of kicking goals.
That was a terrific kick, that one. A good lead by Kappa. Crocker caught out of position because Kappa led, dummied one way and went the other, and a beautiful kick by Stephen Wright. You can see Crocker valiantly trying to get there, but it was too good a kick and a good lead. Coming on is Terry Tripp. Graham Cordy's been taken off. Now, this will be a handy lead to the Swans if Kappa can kick this one from right in front. Goal number 7 may be coming up for Warwick Kappa, and no doubt about it, the goal umpire didn't move. A good effort by the full forward.
Well, Barry, was there any air of confidence by either side down there, or both sides?
No, I would have thought that John Kennedy seemed much more confident than Tom did. No, Tom was very angry, as I said, just there at the break, and he accused a lot of his players of just relaxing and giving it away. Some of them not fit enough, but John Kennedy looked fairly confident at three-quarter time.
Warwick Kappa, and his stats to date. Ironmonger wins the tap from the centre. Intercepting it though is McRae. A long hand pass. He's looking for Phil Cracker. Phil Cracker forcing the ball forward in front. Kicked off the ground that time by Neagle. The hand pass came out from German, who copped the push in the back. Craig Holden intercepts, runs the ball towards the boundary. Over it goes, and a throw-in will take place. Half forward flank for North Melbourne as Craig Davis is on the phone. Graham Cordy in the foreground. Craig Davis obviously having a word to Tommy Hafey, wanting to know what the next move might be. And the slow Craig Davis would again rush out onto the ground as Holden puts the ball forward from Neagle. Neagle, a long kick. Ackley takes it, well tackled, but had no chance of getting rid of the ball, so a bounce must take place 45 metres out from the Swans' goal.
The two number 10s, David Ackley and Barry Mitchell. Chris Mitchell, half forward, bounces it. Mossop has done well. That was a beautiful hit out to Larkin. Larkin wide, looking for Jason Love, who taps it on in front of Browning. Browning hotly pressing him. Love still going forward towards the boundary. Now it's kept in play though to Dennis Carroll. Oh, good twist and turn by Carroll. He breaks away very easy, and a booming kick to half forward over the back of the pack. Oh, cleverly tapped further afield. Grabbed by Darren Steele. A high one. They're falling down at half forward in the first 5 minutes of this quarter. It's punched away to Holden. Craig Holden. Oh, he's tackled very, very hard. Grabbed by Paul Hawke, a hurry kick to half forward. The mark is dropped. Play on, said the umpire, as Kappa goes in after it. Kicked up the ground by Kappa. Have a look at this. That's close. Hit the post. A great effort by Kappa. A soccer effort. And
I heard the other week about Sean White at Melbourne kicking one like that. For a moment I thought it was on again.
116, plays 102, so 14 points the difference. Can North fight back? Oh, here's danger because Greg Williams has got it to Hawke. Hawke to Healy. Healy straightens up, slams at goal, and it's another one on the board to the Swans and a very handy lead.
Great piece of teamwork there by the Swans, and once again Williams at the forefront of that piece of play, and it's amazing when Larkin starts to play well for North, they look good, and vice versa when Williams does the same for the Swans.
And likewise, if Gerard Healy is under a cloud, well, you could fool me.
He's had a great game, Bob.
A magnificent game from my best man on the ground. From the bounce, no clear tap. It comes out now towards Neagle. Neagle drives the ball towards half forward. Morwood coming across. Smith trying to kick the ball in mid-air. Seal coming through, traps the ball well. A poor kick though, straight into the arms of Merv Neagle. And Neagle just steadies things down momentarily. Now he's able to play on. The tempo of North is slowed. Poor kick into no man's land, and Ackley takes the mark.
Ackley across to Ross Smith. To Demetrio. Oh, he slips over Demetrio. Bolton's there. Hand pass to Browning. Browning knocks it on to Holden. Holden ducks away and kicks it high. Now, where's Kappa? It's fisted away. Oh, danger because the little men are there. Oh, Williams grabbed it, but it was smothered. His opponent has got it, Larkin. Larkin deliberately kicks it off the side of the boot, but it's straight to Henwood. Henwood, hand passes it further afield. Is that in the back? Yes, it is, said the umpire.
I think he played well for that one, Craig Holden.
But it was still there to Bolton from Holden. And there's Bolton on the left foot, setting it up again for Ironmonger. Fisted away by Mossop, but here's danger as Hawke gives it to Stephen Wright. He kicks it high. Kappa, Ross Smith, fisted away by Ross Smith and through for a point.
Yeah, you doing, Ward? I'm up.
Well, still the Swans with that handy lead, 123 to 102. 21 points the difference. There's John Kennedy looking a very worried man at this stage. Kicked away by Ross Smith. They moved Crocker. They've moved Crocker from Kappa and they've put Passmore to full back and Crocker down to the half-forward line. Well, that's a very... well, I suppose they've got to try and win the game, so maybe that's his idea, but I think it's a strange move. There's a tackle far too high, and that was on Steve Wright, who's picked up his game.
Coming into the game,
Yeah.
That's right. It is right, coming out. I think he gets the second free kick for a tackle too high. Plays on, goes towards centre half forward, trip up high in the middle, but McCann takes the timely mark at the back of the pack. Hand passes straight out wide to Ross Smith, who has the chance of bouncing his way through half back, drives it towards half forward. In front, Browning. From behind, Love couldn't take the mark, but recovers. Taken away by Neagle. Neagle gets the hand pass into Bolton. Dummies. Thought about the hand pass. Now straightens up and drives the ball towards half forward. Mossop comes across to take the mark. Gives it again to Ross Smith. Now back one way, then the other. Smith goes towards centre wing. Demetrio's there. Punched away by Healy. Almost got into the back of Demetrio. Now he held him. Coming out through is McCann. Over the line it goes. And the throw-in will take place. Centre wing, members side of the ground with the scoreboard 123 to 102. 19 points the margin, 10 minutes gone.
Mossop has really played well today and has won the hit-outs. The big kick came, big fist away was by Henwood to Williams. Williams to Mitchell. Here's danger for North as Mitchell kicks it high past Moore and Kappa. Kappa shuffles him out of the way. It was good play by Kappa. There's Steele, who's been North Melbourne's best player. He hooks it back. Mossop in front. Ironmonger knocks it to the ground. Grabbed by Mitchell. Mitchell off the side of the boot will probably put this out on the full. Oh, what a great attempt by Steele. And the umpire is paying the mark.
Pay the effort anyway. I don't care if it did hit the ground.
It was a terrific... What's this in replay? What? Well, it actually wasn't a mark technically.
Well, I would have given it to him anyway.
It was on the half volley, but still. the effort. It was terrific. There's the kick by McCann. Good to see him in defence. It comes loose. Here's a chance for Jason Love. He's got it. Now, who's down there? The lead's made by Harris. Out he comes, and that's better play by North Melbourne. I reckon this bloke should have been down at full forward very early in the game.
I reckon he should throw his mouth guard away. It does nothing but cause him trouble. Darren Harris started off at full back against Warwick Kappa. Now he's at full forward against Rod Carter. The kick's across the face of goal and through for 1 point. 1 point kicked by Darren Harris. So it's 123 to 103, a margin of 20 points. Mark Browning plays on. Lovely kick now out towards Carter. Now that's getting it right out of the danger zone. Long kick over the half-back line.
That is off in my book.
Carter off according to Peter McKenna, not according to the umpire. McCann comes through, well tackled by Thripp. Thripp a hand pass towards Healy. Healy over the top. Hawke gets a favourable bounce. No, it's Filan. Filan goes towards goal. Lovely kick. 2 goals to Matthew Filan.
It's a great goal
Matthew,
there.
it's Michael.
Great goal there, Michael Filan. And that piece of play was started right from Browning, who kicked that ball a good 60 or 70 metres out from full-back to Rod Carter, down to the half-forward line, as we see here on replay, and the works finish off by Michael Filan. That was a great piece of play by the Sydney Swans. Now can they maintain this lead?
A big task now, 26 points the difference as out comes Passmore, overruns it. Kappa a chance, he's got it to the full forward, hand passes the ball away. Played a good game down there today, Kappa. Hand pass from Hawke straight over the line, but a big task for North Melbourne now. It's been an excellent quarter by the Swans, 26 points the difference, 4 goals too at the 13-minute mark of the final quarter. Mossop has beaten Ironmonger today. Hand pass out wide, Steele has been terrific. That was from Larkin. A good mark in the back as well. That is Jason Love. Now Love towards half forward, or could have been against McDonald for a push. Yes, and the umpire saw that one. He was side on. He interfered and had to give away. The free kick had to be given to Dennis Carroll.
Carroll with a nice kick looking for Tony Morwood. Couldn't take the mark, but recovered well. Tapped the ball on. Can file and tap the ball forward. He cannot. A pack forms, and so John Law comes up with the ball and gives it across to umpire Chris Mitchell. 14 minutes approaching in this final term. Mossop up high. No clear tap. It goes to Holden. Floats the ball down towards the forward pocket. Passmore out in front. Over the head of Passmore and over the boundary line. So a throw-in to take place in the forward pocket for the Swans, with the Swans on 129 points. North Melbourne 103, approaching 14 and a half minutes in the final term. German taps the ball forward. Grabbed by Law, smothered off the boot. Mitchell coming through, couldn't get clear, and there's no option for the umpire but to come in and bounce it once again.
25 metres out from the Swans' goal. A very good quarter by the Swans. They've really picked up their game, where North kicked 9 goals, 1 in the third quarter, and we're getting right on top. There's Mossop. Couldn't get his boot to ball. In went Holden. Oh, good strong play was by Williams. Battling away at the North players in defence. Now, the umpire, I thought I heard a whistle then, but he might have paid the advantage as Ross Smith out to Larkin. He chips it across. They want a couple of quick goals to give them a sniff of victory. Demetrio receives from McDonald. Out wide to Fairley. They're crisscrossing at the moment. Fairley runs away now. He should kick wide to Harris. Harris ducks back in front of Carter. Oh, could have been a free kick to Harris. Oh, I thought he was held then. In goes Phil Cracker. Jimmy Cracker. Here's danger as Jimmy Cracker picks it up. Kicks it to the pocket. Love, yes! Jason Love ducks back. Brilliant play, Jimmy Cracker. Jason Love's already kicked 2. And let's have a look at this in replay as the pass, beautifully done to Love, who kept his eyes on the ball, but Jimmy Cracker never wastes a kick.
129 to 103. 26 points the margin as Jason Love lines up for his third goal. Kicked both of those in the third term. The spirited comeback by North Melbourne. Love puts it through to his third goal.
And a badly needed goal by the North Melbourne side. Jason Love, 3 goals for the game. And
20 points the margin. Ironmonger gets the tap. Tapped away by Greg Williams. Intercepted by Phil Cracker. The hand pass over the top. A favourable bounce for Love, who goes towards goal again. 4 goals to Jason Love. 14 points the margin.
And once again, the Cracker brothers to the fore in that piece of play. In that case, it was Phil Cracker getting the ball out to Jason.
The difference there, really right back in at Mossop. Another quick one had put the pressure on the Swans. A high ball from Henwood. Up towards McCann, who takes front position. Down to Steele, who's been terrific. Oh, smothered off the boot to Filand, who ducks the head. Here's a chance. A hand pass to Holden. That was brilliant play. This could be the sealer. Holden slams a goal, and it's another one to the Swans in reply.
Craig Holden, I think.
20 points the margin. Ironmonger, Mossop. Mossop wins the tap. It runs wide. Bolton couldn't take possession. Larkin puts it forward. Browning gets a favourable bounce. Gets away from the tackle, puts it out to Cordy, who then goes wide looking for Stevie Wright. Wright running the wrong way, takes a timely mark on the half-back line. Steve Wright up towards centre wing. Thrip almost took the mark, couldn't do so. Steele gets the hand pass out. Fairley goes short up towards Jason Love. Across the ground he comes. McRae tackled, breaks the tackle, goes towards goal. Good goal, McRae. 14 points the margin once again.
McRae, another one of North Melbourne's fine young players, and that was a great piece of football. Jason Love involved again. Fairley once again involved in setting up that play earlier on. Here we see Jason Love playing on getting the handball across to McRae, and he broke a couple of tackles from the Swans defenders. Fairly soft tackles, I thought, and kicked a great goal.
And just before that too, terrific bit of play by Darren Steele, who in everything. Holden, a hurry kick. Oh, I thought they were going to collide for a moment. There's still time for North Melbourne.
Capper should have been up the ground for that.
John Law out wide to Larkin. Oh, another couple of quick goals would be handy for North. We'd see a ripper game then. But look at Steele backing up. He goes for home. He kicks to Harris. Out he comes. Punched away. It's grabbed there by Cracker. He crashes his way through. Grabbed by Jason Love. He hooks it back. Oh, what a kick. What a goal. What a performance by Jason Love for his 5th goal.
5 goals to Jason Love, and he certainly set the North Melbourne forward line alight since he's come onto the ground in the 3rd quarter. Again, Cracker brothers involved in that goal, and North Melbourne certainly aren't done yet. This is going to be a great finish.
Jimmy Cracker forcing the ball through. Jason Love onto the left foot, back onto the right, and a beautiful snapshot by Jason Love for his 5th goal.
8 points, Bob. The difference.
135 to 127. 20 and a half minutes at gone as Healy puts the ball forward, and Cordy, who just come on the ground, I think caught North Melbourne unawares. The fact that he was out there, he'd come off the interchange bench in place of Bolton, and now he'll be kicking from 55 metres out from goal. Graham Cordy. 8 points the margin between the sides as Cordy's kick won't make the distance. Mossop punches the ball away. Intercepted by Larkin. His hand pass comes out wide. Ross Smith gets a short kick. Phil Cracker takes the timely mark. Cracker across the half-back line, puts it out wide where Steele again has made position. Runs up, goes through the centre of the ground. A beautifully placed kick finds McRae. Dean McRae. 70 metres out from goal. Favours the drop punt, puts the ball forward. Crocker up high, couldn't take the mark. Legal burst through the pack. The hand pass across to Browning. Nobody to kick it to, so the educated kick went along the ground.
Deliberate.
Good play by Browning. Deliberate, says Peter McKenna.
Well,
Browning had nowhere at all to go as David Bolton on the interchange bench.
It would have taken that game umpire. It was deliberate, actually, but there's no way known an umpire could pay it.
We're approaching the 22-minute mark as Williams takes it. Too slow to get rid of it that time. Jimmy Cracker intercepts. Cracker floats the ball down towards the forward pocket. Darren Crocker punched away by Neil Cordy, and a throw-in will take place in the forward pocket.
Well, what a game we're seeing. 22 minutes have gone in this final quarter. A goal to North Melbourne. The difference would be 2 points and it'd be absolutely anyone's game. There's Matthew Larkin crashing his way through. Players desperately try to get it out, and the umpire, and this is where the umpire should really let it go and let it rip, because that's what the supporters want. That's what everyone wants. Right in front of the North goal, only about 25 metres out. There's Henwood doing the ruck work, knocks it down to Williams. Here's a one-out contest, Ironmonger and Mossop. Mossop loses it to Cracker. Cracker beautifully. Demetrio runs to the 50-metre line. Carter and Harris. Mark! Oh, boy! What a mark! A great mark by Crocker. Ducking back his mark 15 metres out. This will make the difference. 2 points if he can kick it.
We see here, that was a great mark from Darren Crocker. Eyes on the ball all the way. A fine example for young players, and never was concerned about his body at any stage. Thoroughly deserved to take that.
Courage, Barry.
Certainly was, Bob.
Crocker puts it through. 2 points the margin.
Well, I spoke earlier. I said about the ability of this kid. I reckon he could be a superstar, Darren Crocker. He's 6'3", enormous skills, big leap, and that's the ability he's got. And now the ball. Look at this in replay. Have a look at this mark.
Sensational mark, that.
Well, it's back to the centre, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a ripper finish. Well, there's Rowan Saws bouncing it in the centre. Who's going to get the next goal? Maybe the next goal scorer will win the match. There's Williams ducking the head. Oh, Neagle comes out of the pack with the ball. He kicks it wide. Hawke from behind. Steele in front. What a good effort. The umpire didn't play it. Graham Cordy, take it away, Larkin. Brilliant play, Steele. Out wide. Oh, is that a free kick? Yes, said the umpire, for too high. I don't know about that one, Barry. What about you?
I thought Healy committed himself to that tackle perfectly.
Demetrio puts the ball up towards half forward. Larkin in front. Stood his ground well. Backed into it and took a courageous mark. Matthew Larkin has the ball on the half forward line. 2 points the margin between the sides. 135 to 133 in favour of the Swans. Passed away. Jimmy Cracker tried to burst his way through. Coming through was Love. Is he pushed in the back? Yes, he is, according to the umpire. I was probably more inclined to play a free kick to Jimmy Cracker.
I think he took a dive, Jason Love, but he could be the match winner, Bobby.
Jason Love has kicked 5 goals in the second half, 2 in the third quarter, 3 in this quarter. As Jason Love comes through, no free kick for mine.
Certainly took a dive, Bob. Certainly took a dive.
But he's got the free kick, and it's 2 points the margin. Will it be a lead of 4 points?
Goal number 6, if he kicked it, he's kicked it. 6 goals. Jason Love, what a performance. Started on interchange, and he's not the match winner yet, but North have hit the front. What a great fighting comeback as we look at Jimmy Cracker. He is fantastic, isn't he?
Certainly his feet. Great effort by Cracker. Poor tackling nonetheless as Jimmy Cracker forced the ball through and set it up. 4 points the margin in favour of North Melbourne. Approaching the 26-minute mark, 4 points in favour. Mossop gets the tap, driven forward by Steele, the best man on the ground. He's continued right for 4 quarters. Jimmy Cracker comes in. Rod Carter taps the ball back. Neagle gets a hand pass across to Browning. He's kicking towards the centre. Steele once again. The hand pass to Demetrio. The short kick comes out. Crocker takes it. Steadies play up for a moment. Crocker should have the long shot at goal. 45 metres out from where he'll be kicking. Hasn't had a lot of time on the ground today.
Bobby, they were 26 points behind at about the 15-minute mark.
Been a magnificent fight back by North Melbourne as Darren Crocker puts them forward. Long kick. 10 points the margin in favour of North Melbourne. Great goal to Darren Crocker.
Well, 2 of the young players have certainly done everything right for North Melbourne in this quarter. Jason Love and Darren Crocker almost been match winners for the North Melbourne side during this final term. We see on replay Browning clearing the ball with not one of his usual good kicks. Went short, handball across to Demetrio, kicked it across to Crocker, and he marked strongly.
Back in the centre once again. Connor back on the ground. Spent most of the day on the interchange. He was Trevor!
What a mark, Bob.
Probably too far out to score, but he's been not covering enough ground.
There it is again on
Tackle drives the
replay.
ball long as we see the replay of the mark. David Ackley it was who took the timely mark in defence. Ackley from the square, puts it out wide. Cordy, Crocker, no mark. Cordy comes through, well tackled, taps the ball forward. Crocker gets the hand pass in, picked up out wide by McDonald. Bill Crocker puts the ball wide with Peter German, got time to come towards it, going close to the boundary line. He's quite happy to see it go over the line. Time running out. 28 minutes approaching. Tommy Hapey not too happy at all. They may have thrown it away. 10 points the margin to North Melbourne.
Well, who'd want to be a coach after seeing that? And the ball is fisted away. Here they come again, North. Harris and Carter. Carter in front, fisted away Harris. Here comes Rod Carter. Couldn't grab the ball. It's on half forward, but it's a free kick for in the back to Carter. Is there time? 3 minutes and 17 seconds have elapsed of the time on period. They need 2 goals, the Swans. There's Big Ironmonger. A low hand pass, Hawk. Caught. Hand pass to Thripp. Terry Thripp. Flattened as he kicked it, but that was hip and shoulder stuff. It was fair enough, and he kicked it out of bounds on the full. Ackley steady in this last quarter. Darren Steele has played a sensational game for North today. I'd give him 500 votes if I could. He's been absolutely tremendous in that defence. There's Neagle. A chance for the Swans. What can they do? He hooks it back. Have they got a man to take a mark? They haven't. There's John Law caught. Kappa. Morwood. Smothered. Grabbed by Graham Cordy. Hooks high. Is it a goal? Hit the post, I think. No, the goal up, I said it was a point. I thought that hit the post. He didn't signal it, but still, the difference now is 9 points in favour of North Melbourne. I think time's going to run out, Bob.
I do believe so, Pete. 29 and a half minutes approaching as Stephen McCann goes for the long kick. A long kick it is, a lovely one. At the back of the pack, Gerard Healy. Healy goes short, finds Morwood, takes the mark. He'll be kicking from 50 metres out. Time is ticking away. We're nearly 30 minutes into the quarter. He runs around the man on the mark. Off the side of the boot it goes. Tapper up from behind. Taps the ball away. Stevie Wright comes through. It's picked up by Thripp. Couldn't get the ball clear. Desperate play by the North defence. Passport taps it over the boundary line. And seconds more tick away. 30 minutes have gone in the final term. 136 to 145. 9 points the margin. Holden snaps towards goal. Up goes Phil Cracker, punches it through. 8 points the margin, and it's over 30 minutes. Out of bounds it is. 9 points still the margin. From the throw-in, forward pocket, Graham Cordy up high, puts it down. Jim Cracker's first on the ball. Coming out with it is Matthew Larkin. Mark Larkin runs out of the back pocket. He's got nowhere to go, so straight along the ground. Will it bounce out before Neagle just... No, he didn't keep it in play. There's the siren. North Melbourne winners by 9 points. 23 goals, 7. 145 North Melbourne. The Swans 2016, 136.